Welcome back everyone to another episode of Mumbles. Today I'm here to bring you guys yet another game review. And today's game review is on a management building game. That game is Project Hospital. Now before we get into anything, I do have to ask you guys all a huge favor. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel and drop a like on this video. It helps the search results go up, and when the search results go up, it brings more people to the channel grows. It's just a good thing all around for everyone involved. Finally, I do appreciate your support so much, so thank you. Now without further ado, let's jump into this game review. Now Project Hospital is a game that is available for $24.99 and is available on a couple different systems including Apple and PC. Now this game is created by a company called Oxymoron Games, and to this point the only game that they've created is Project Hospital, so not a lot of information to be gained based on their previous games. So what is Project Hospital about? This game is very simplistic and very simple, with a very simple premise. Basically, you take control of a hospital and you manage it. You build, you run the staff, you help patients, you diagnose patients, you treat patients. You basically take over every aspect of a hospital, from meeting goals that the insurance company has for you to building new wings of the hospital. That's what Project Hospital is. Sound interesting? Well, let's talk about the graphics, the soundtrack, and the control. First off, the graphics of this game has some pretty decent graphics. For a over-the-top kind of view type game, it really does have good graphics. Nothing really to complain about here. Very good graphics. Soundtrack-wise, I do actually kind of like the soundtrack in this game. It's all kind of a medical-related type soundtrack, so you can expect like medical music. But for the most part, it does a great job of keeping you interested in the game, interested in what's going on, and it's just a nice little soundtrack. Control-wise, basically you use the mouse, and you have a couple keyboard clicks that you use on certain things. But for the most part, that is all you use control-wise, and the controls do work awesome. Now, gameplay-wise, this game has a sandbox mode and a campaign mode. Basically, in the campaign mode, you are given a hospital that basically is not doing well. And you're basically asked to take it from, struggling financially to a hospital that is, the exemplary hospital that's doing great financially and all that other stuff. Now, how do you do things like that? Very simply. You have to hire the correct management. You have to manage the patients, make sure that they're diagnosed correctly. You have to add new wings, take wings away that you're not using. You basically just have to make everything simplified, easy to understand, and make it all work. Now in sandbox mode, things get a little bit different. Basically you build a hospital from the ground up, you build all the wings and everything, and you bring patients in and you run your day-to-day hospital. So basically it allows you to make your own hospital and have all of the issues of the campaign at your own little hospital. So those are the two modes of this game. There are other challenges which, allow you to do things such as have to do so many surgeries, or have to do so much this or so much that. Whatever it is to do, you have to do it, you get it done, you beat the challenge. In most hospital management games, or or management games in general, you build a wing, you put something in, and there you go, you're good to go. But in hospital management, in Project Hospital, you actually have to buy things such as the EMG machine and the CT scan machine, and you have to put paper things on the desk so that the doctor has a place to put the paper. You have to put eye charts on the wall so that the patient can test their eyes. You have to do this, you have to do that. You basically have to break it down and make everything that a normal hospital deals with on a day-to-day basis. You have to make that decision and put it somewhere in your hospital. Very, very, very in-depth, guys. This game really is like the serious type of hospital game that some of you have always been looking for. It brings in, ER patients. You have to manage everything. You have to not get stressed out. And it's the ultimate hospital simulation game, I have to say. Now let's talk about the cons. The first con, and really the only con that I have to this game, is very complex and hard and in-depth. If you're not somebody that, knows much about hospitals or things like that, this game is going to take you a couple minutes to figure out, you know, you need this machine and that machine. Even going through like the tutorial of this game, I found myself rather confused on some things. And it took a while for some things to start clicking and understanding, oh, this is how you do this. This means this means that. So it's a very kind of a complex game. So that is really my only con here for Project Hospital. Now, with all that in mind, let's talk about our final score for Project Hospital. This game is one of the most in-depth games I have seen on managing a hospital. It has to be the most in-depth. Now let's talk about the cons for this game. There's two real cons that I have for this game, starting with the difficulty of this game and how in-depth it is. This game is extremely in-depth in what it does, and it is rather complicated because of that. Having to, you know, actually place things out like an eye chart and things like that, it's so easy to forget one thing and have it screw up everything that it is almost to the point of excessive. And also, it's just kind of almost a chore if it's not something, you know, if it's something you just want to sit down and go mindless on. This has a thinking game, very much a thinking game. So the in-depthness and the actual complication of this game is a small con that I do have for it. And my second and final con for this game is I do wish that they had more of a kind of a broken up type game style for this, and I will explain what I mean. For example, if I just want to run patients and basically play the role of doctor and kind of manage my patients, and not deal with any of the management stuff, it's not really easy to do that. So at times, that could be a bit of a drag if you just want to do one aspect of the game. I would have liked to see more game modes, you know, maybe just a patient management game mode or something like that. So those are really my only two cons. Let's talk about the overall score for this game. Project Hospital, you did a great job creating an in-depth game. There's something to be learned here from this game, really. If you're someone who is interested in the doctoring profession, give this game a look. It's a really enjoyable game. You'll understand kind of how management works, how you have to do things, and it's a really good in-depth look to stuff like that. But for the normal everyday gamer, this game might be a little bit too much. There's a lot there, there's a lot of complications, and it's for that reason I gotta give Project Hospital a 7 out of 10 on our Mumbles review. This game is easily a 10 out of 10 for someone who loves the hospital profession and everything to do with it. But for others that aren't, it may be a little too much, and that's why this game gets a 7 out of 10. Anyways, guys, this has been my review of Project Hospital. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Please smack that subscribe button, smack that like button, and smack all those buttons. Now, I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care.